Emily. So right now I am going to do a girl talk for you guys about my first time getting a Pap smear. I really don't care to talk about something like this because I feel like I'm a female. Every female goes through this. So I feel like I want to tell you guys about my experience, what was I feeling, and stuff like that. But without further ado, give this video a fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to always be notified with my videos. Comment what you guys think of this girl talk, and I hope you guys enjoy. And let me know down in the comments with what your experience was, if you were comfortable enough to talk about it, or you could direct message me on my social media. But I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get this started. I want to make a disclaimer because I know some people are like weird about talking about stuff like this. I personally am an open book, and I personally like to tell you guys like my experiences with certain things. Like, I just feel like this is also important because a lot of women get it. So I feel like my experience and me talking about it is gonna make things less awkward, if that makes sense. But if you're not comfortable, you guys can exit out of this video. And if you're a male, this is more of a girl video, but if you're interested in knowing about it, you could continue watching. But yeah, I just wanted to make that quick disclaimer. So my first time getting a Pap smear. Now, I talked about my first time going to the OBGYN, and if you guys want to see that video, I will put it down in the description. But recently, let me think what day. It was December 17th. It wasn't even that long ago. It was a month ago. Almost a month ago, I got my first Pap smear. Now, if some of you guys may not know what a Pap smear is, let me give you the definition on Google. And then I'll give you my definition. So, the medical terms for a Pap smear is hold on a second. A Pap smear. A test carried out on a sample of cells from the cervix to check for abnormalities that may be indicated of cervical cancer. So, every female, I'm going to tell you guys, inform you guys why you're supposed to get a Pap smear, what it's for, what age you're supposed to get it, blah, 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 blah. So, I turned 21 this year in June of 2019. I said this year. 2019, I turned 21. And when you turn 21, you're supposed to get a Pap smear. Now, they say that you're not supposed to, you're supposed to be sexually active or you're supposed to be 21. It's either or. You don't have to be sexually active to get a Pap smear. You are supposed to get a Pap smear once you hit 21. So, I turned 21 in June, and mentally I was not prepared because I knew that this was the year that I have to get my Pap smear and this, that, and the third. And it's very important, especially for somebody with like my health history. So in June I was telling my mom, like, I'm not getting it. Like, I was just like, because I kept doing research, like, what do they do, blah, 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 blah. Now, I will insert an image right here of what they use. So, pretty much what they do is use this tool. I don't know the name of the tool. Let me look it up. Hold on a second. They use this tool called a speculum to pretty much spread your vaginal walls and that's what I was more nervous about, is the test part to it. I wasn't because of the OBGYN or anything like that. So December rolled around and my primary doctor told me I have to make an appointment with my OBGYN because of my health situation. So I was like, okay. So I knew instantaneously they were going to tell me, you got to get a Pap Smear. So I went December 17th, 2019 to the OBGYN. Now what was I technically going for? I was getting having like my yearly checkup, because you're supposed to go to the OBGYN. Let me give you guys a piece of advice. Go to the OBGYN once a year because it's important. Your female hygienes and anything with the female part down there is important. So I got my yearly checkup and they checked my weight, they checked my blood, and they were talking to me about my medical situation with my PCOS and stuff like that. And they were going over like all the things that's been going on, and I've been telling her like about all my medications and like what I've been feeling and da 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 da. So then she says, okay, cause I got a CAT scan in November 11th. I got a CAT scan because I was having really severely left side pain on my stomach. So I got a CAT scan. So that's why she didn't give me an ultrasound, because in my CAT scan, my ovaries didn't have any cysts or anything like that, so there was no point of her checking with an ultrasound. So she told me that that everything's looking good, but she's gonna give me a referral to go to a weight loss program and a specialist, which is the endometriosis. But she said that I have to get checked, and she said, are you okay with getting a Pap Smear today? And of course I said yes, even though mentally I wasn't prepared, because it was like 8 o'clock in the morning and I was just like nervous as hell. Like nervous, because months and months I've been doing research and like questioning like what's this test for, and like what do they use, and how does the pain tolerance and stuff like that. So she told me to get fully undressed, and that they're gonna give me a breast exam and give me my Pap Smear. And the reason why they give it a breast exam, if some of you guys never been to the OBGYN, they give you a breast exam also with your yearly checkup, because they check for, you know, if there's any lumps or abnormalities. So the nurse and the doctor came in, and the nurse, I think she checked my blood pressure, checked my oxygen and stuff like that. And then I was fully undressed, and they gave me like this hospital gown, and then she checked my breasts or whatever, and she said they're good, just to make sure I'm massaging them and stuff like that. I don't know why they tell me that. They tell me that every time I go to the OBGYN, but she tells me all the time to massage my breasts. Whatever. So then we got to the fun part, which was not fun. So she told me to lay down and to scoot forward. And I hate when they tell me to do this, because they always tell you to put your 2 feet on these silicone things, and they tell you to scoot forward. And you don't know how far to scoot, because you feel like you're about to fall off, but you have to scoot to like so far out. So your legs are like upwards. And so I heard the tool that I've been searching up for months, and pretty much I heard the tool, and she's like, okay. So she let me know like when she was gonna do this, when she was gonna do that, which I really like. I told her like I was very nervous and stuff like that, and she's like, no reason to be nervous. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna use the tool now. And then she put it, and it felt like nothing. That wasn't even bad for me. But then she's like, all right, now you're gonna feel a little pinch. And I was like, because what they do is get like this thing, and they pretty much rotate your cervix and take samples of stuff from your cervix to see if there's any abnormalities of cervical cancer or HPV and stuff like that. So she did that, and I was like, oh, it's just a little pinch. Like, I was being over dramatic, and like, it wasn't a pinch. And then she's like, all right. So she was done. She put the sample away, blah, 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 blah. And then she was like, oh, you're gonna spot a little, blah, blah, blah. So then she asked me if I ever got an HPV shot. Now, I had an HPV shot in 2015, but I never got my second one, so they gave me my second one, which they put it like right here, on this arm exactly. They put it on this arm, like right near my, right here. So I was like, I'm so used to getting like, you know, getting blood work done and stuff like that. So a shot was like nothing to me. And then she's like, all right, your lab work should be in within a week or 3 weeks. And I was like, okay. So I was really nervous because, like, when you get tests done, you just get nervous. I wasn't nervous that I was going to have cancer or anything, but, like, you know, you never know. So, like, weeks passed. I think I called a day after, I think, like, a couple days before New Year's. And they told me, so, let me not jump to the test results yet. So when I got home, I was bleeding excessively, and I got a little nervous because I was like, she told me I was just going to spot. So I had to wear a pad the whole day. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, why am I bleeding so much? So I was just like a little concerned about it because she told me I was just going to spot. But I was bleeding a good amount. Like, I was like looking like I was like having my period type of thing. So I was a little skeptical about that, but, so I get my test results. Now I could check my test results online on my phone, which is, like, really beneficial, blah, blah, blah. So I got my test results, and then in my email it says that something came back positive. So you know what your girl did? Freaked out. I was like, oh my god, Mom, this, that, and third. And it wasn't letting me open it to see what it was. So I was like, Mom, I'm freaking out. And I'm going to my sister. I'm like, Jackie, there's something not right, blah, blah, blah. So it says something came back positive. And then I was like, all right. So I finally got in it. And it said, like, I don't know how to read any of this stuff. None of my family knows how to read this stuff. So it just said that HPV was negative. Cervical cancer was negative, which I was so glad. And then it said something about an excessive blood amount when they were doing the procedure. So I was like, why is it saying that? So I was a little concerned that it said that. So I decided just to call the OBGYN just to make sure that it's not something to be nervous about. So she went over the results with me, and she said that everything came back negative, that everything looks good. And I asked her about what it said on what I was reading was the excessive blood, and she's like, yeah, it's not something to worry about. You're just gonna have to get an evaluation every year, like a regular OBGYN evaluation, not a Pap Smear. Now, if you guys don't know, my mom didn't know this, but I knew this. You're supposed to get a Pap Smear every 3 years. Now, I was okay with that. Every 3 years a Pap Smear? Fine. I'm like, my mom told me, no, you gotta get it every year. I was like, no, every 3 years. So, overall, my experience was good. Like, besides, like, the excessive blood, but overall, like, I was nervous and stuff like that, but I was, like, okay. Like, I thought it was gonna be worse than it, like, more painful, you know what I mean? And it wasn't. It literally, what you read online and when you actually physically get it, it's totally different. Like, some people are different. Some people experience everything different. Their pain tolerance is different. For me, I have a good pain tolerance, mind you. Like, I've been a clumsy child my whole life. I've got so many blood tests, so many, like, I just got a lot of stuff done in my life. So, like, pain is not a problem with me. Like, unless, like, it's, like, unbearable pain where I'm crying, then it's, like, okay, it's concerning. Because, like, when I'm in pain, then it's concerning. So overall, my experience was good. Pain tolerance, I would have to say like a 5 for me. Everybody is different. Everybody has a different pain tolerance, but for me, it was a 5. But you just gotta have to find, like, my only tip I'm gonna give you guys, if you're nervous about getting a Pap smear, find good doctors with good reviews. Find somebody you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with a male doctor, get a male doctor. If you're comfortable with a female doctor, get a female doctor. Personally, I'm comfortable with a female doctor because they are female. They understand, like, what females actually go through, blah, blah, blah. Another tip I'm going to give you is don't read anything on the internet because it will make you go cuckoo, like literally crazy. And then you're never going to want to get a Pap smear. You're never going to want to go to the OBGYN. And that's one of the most important doctors for females, is going to the OBGYN and getting that stuff checked, because it's better to be safe than sorry. And just, if you need somebody there to be with you, have a friend, have a family member, your significant other maybe, like, just have somebody there to, if you're nervous, to calm your nerves down, if that's what you need. But I hope you guys enjoyed this girl talk. Definitely take care of your health, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.